just, so you're filming just a nice scenery, and stuff happens, things pass by, and it's kind of, it sets like a real, like just surreal, just mood, because it just engenders so much, just like you think of certain things, and then comes into frame somebody going like this. And then they just pass through. And then everything else is really serious. Well, she said the translation was beauty and sadness, sadness and beauty, which isn't exactly the translation, but it's kind of what it means. And she used the example of the cherry blossom phenomenon of like everything, there's an end to everything, and the cherry blossoms only bloom for a very short period of time and then they're gone, but while they're there they're beautiful, and then they die, but then they come back, and it's sad, but it's beautiful. Concept of time. I don't know if my life is cyclical or not, because the Japanese are so obsessed with like cycles and cyclic. I feel like the Asian concept of time is more like cyclical, whereas ours is like just linear. I think it's just helpful to not be depressed at everything, because if you're in a sad point in your life, you always know it's gonna like come back around. But sometimes you can think of it, it's like, oh, everything dies, which seems like the depressing way of thinking about it when you first learn it, but that's not really what it is. Because everything, like, the leaves on the trees die and fall off, but then the new ones come back. I'm gonna die.
Candy? Well, she's always eating these little candies, but it's weird because she goes out of her way to tell me that she's not a sweet tooth, that she doesn't really like candy. But then I always see her popping these little milk candies, and it's just astonishing because it would be okay if she ate the candy and told me that she loves candy, but she eats the candy and tells me she doesn't like candy. I'd rather she doesn't like candy and she doesn't eat the candy, or she likes candy and she eats the candy. But the mixing and matching is where I have a problem. And it's not even, it doesn't really drive me crazy at all. It's interesting to see. It makes me think. Because I like candy. Who doesn't like candy? We can all like candy. Just admit it. There's no way to be original. Because, well, there is a way to be original, but it's not what everyone thinks. It's not you pull something out of your ass and it's something nobody's ever seen before, and it's just the greatest thing since Utz pretzels. We each start a band. We have the same exact identical taste in music, but our bands aren't going to sound the same because, one, there's other people in the bands, but even regardless of that fact, we are moved by different things, even if we listen to the same exact music. But we both have different record collections, so it really isn't that hard to be original at the end of the day. You just have to find what makes you feel like you're on fire.